We are coming to you live. Give me 1 second. All right, we're going to do this. Okay. I'm so excited to be jumping on here with my friend Dawn. So if you are watching, say hello in the comments. Let me know if you're watching live or the replay. I'm just making sure that we're live here. Say hello as you're popping on. Okay. We're good to go. I am so excited to bring Dawn on. So Dawn and I had met through the same, we're partnered with the same company. So we're not on the same team or whatever, but we met through the company and Dawn actually reached out to me to have support with the nutritional, like with the food side of things. So Dawn has been doing my metabolic balance program. She's had massive success. She's doing great. The first few weeks, you had great success right away, I would say.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So Dawn, the biggest thing that we've been working together, but we've also been working together on what the supplements that you should be on and all that too, right? And so
Hmm.
you're also taking our Trinont supplements. And I invited you to go live with me because I was like, oh my gosh, you just had like a massive breakthrough experience with the doctor. And I was like, will you go live with me? People need to hear your story. Your story is so powerful. There's lots of people struggling that hear the same words from their doctor and they believe it. And I want to send a message of hope that there is there is an opportunity for you to feel better, the opportunity for your body to do the magical things that it does on its own when given the right opportunity, the right nutrients to do what it's meant to do. So, Dawn, why don't you introduce yourself real quick and just share where you're from and, what was going on with you when you were in the struggle, the biggest struggle, and what made you decide to try these products?
Okay, I'm Dawn Klausnitzer and I live in Stetsonville, Wisconsin. And I was actually diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in 2004. So it's been 20 years now since I've been diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. I have gone through multiple colonoscopies because I have them every 2 to 3 years. And in years past, I've had lots of inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
In 2023, I was hospitalized 3 different times with kidney infections. And so I sought out and saw a nephrologist, and the nephrologist had suggested that I try plant-based foods even. And because I heard plant-based, and at the same time, my good friend Amy was introducing me to Trinont, and it was plant-based supplements. And I thought, well, okay, let's, dive into this. So I dove right in, didn't try any of the products first, jumped board, became an associate. And so that was in November of 2023. I was still taking my prescriptions for my ulcerative colitis. And in January, something changed with my insurance. And when I went to go get my refill, it was $1,500. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I cannot afford $1,500 a month for a prescription. And so I just quit taking it. And I thought I'm going to solely rely on these supplements to heal me. And so I started taking my first product was Enrich, and that is the pre and probiotic for gut health. And that was like instantly. I mean, I never knew what it was like to not have a bellyache because I always had a bellyache my whole life. And that one product alone, I would have to say has changed my life. Um, I was told last fall by a doctor that I was not going to be, or how did she tell me that? You cannot cure a autoimmune disease with a supplement. And
Correct.
I
Correct. That's
and I
correct.
said, okay, well,
Yeah.
you know, we'll just let my colonoscopy be the judge of that. So, um, I had my colonoscopy last week, Monday, and I am happy to report they did have 2 polyps that were removed. However, everything came back completely normal. And my doctor said there was absolutely no signs of ulcerative colitis whatsoever. And I was like, really? Interesting. Because I have not taken my prescription in over a year and a half. Now, again, this is my story. I'm not advising people to go off their meds if they choose that, but I could not afford the $1,500 a month anymore and decided to, like I said, just go with the plant-based supplements and have had very, very much success with the gut health, especially. Like my inflammation is gone, the um, stomach pains that I was always having. It's just unbelievable. Used to never be able to eat dairy, and I do now, and I don't have the issues that I did in the past. So there's been a
So
lot of
good. So good. So, one of the things I'm going to say is we're not saying that a supplement can heal your body. You know what heals your body? Your body heals itself. And how your body heals that is by giving it the nutrients and the environment that it needs to get strong again and to perform the functions that it's made to perform. And so it's a really important distinction, right? And so one thing we do know is that the pharmaceuticals have never cured anybody of it, right?
the mask, really. I
They
mean,
don't. They don't. They'll maybe mask symptoms. Maybe they cause even more symptoms. I don't know. Like oftentimes they do with pharmaceuticals. So when you give your body plant-based nutrition that your body needs and is missing, because a lot of chronic illness stems from a deficiency in nutrients. We're A, not breaking down our food properly to get the nutrients from our food. B, our food is not all that nutritious depending on our diet and depending on the source of food that we're eating, right? And then we deal with a toxic overload in our body, which requires even more nutrients to handle. And then we live in a stressful environment that requires our body more nutrients. But then we eat more calories because we think we need more food for nutrients. But then we just have other health problems because now we're eating too many calories of nutrient deficient food, right?
mhm.
So this has helped bridge the gap, one, for nutrition, right? Secondly, it's helped your body. And let me tell you one of the nutrients in Enrich, which has helped support your body's healing processes, because our bodies are made to heal. Like a lot of our body parts can heal, right? And so these tissues can heal. And in this supplement, there's something called glutamine, and glutamine helps repair the gut lining. And you can go research scientific studies that prove it, but this is what's in there that helps the body repair itself, right? The amino acids are the building blocks to our body. It it's not that far-fetched, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not that far-fetched, but we're not necessarily getting it in the dosage that we need to provide that healing processes through our food. And B, if we're not breaking down our food properly, we're not getting the building blocks to our food. So such a powerful supplement like this can help with so many different gut issues. Now for Dawn, ulcerative colitis. It helped bring the inflammation down. It helped her body process the way it needed to process. And I don't know what else to tell you, but the doctor said there's no signs
Those
of it.
signs.
So you interpret that however you want to interpret that. But the doctor has said, what the heck is happening? There's no sign of this condition that is incurable. And we're just going to move forward. So so there is plant-based enzymes, there's chelated minerals, there is, which I know is just like fancy words. Most people don't know what that means, but what it means is your body's going to actually be able to use those enzymes to break down your food so that you can actually access the nutrients. Prebiotics and probiotics are fantastic. But if you're not actually breaking down the food and getting the nutrients from your food, the prebiotics and probiotics don't do a whole lot. They can't perform to the fullest without having all of the pieces in place. And then having this glutamine in there is going to help repair the gut. There's licorice root in there, which is really supportive to the liver, which is part of your digestive system. This is such an amazing, incredible one and done product that helps with so many different conditions on so many different levels. This is just one situation. Whether you're struggling with IBS, heartburn, bloating, food sensitivities, Crohn's, like all of the digestive.
Diarrhea, constipation. I don't know
Sounds
how it works, but it makes
like a commercial,
people
right?
regular, like
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it'll
works.
help keep your body like detoxing properly too, opening up those detox pathways. And then the other thing that's really important to understand is if you're having skin problems, it's connected to your gut too. The gut skin axis is a real thing. And if you have some skin issues, it can be a gut problem. If you have mental health issues, it can be a gut problem. Every autoimmune condition stems from gut like dysfunctional gut health. Like it is such a core product. And as we age, our gut health starts to decline, right? Just as a natural process of aging. We're not producing the enzymes as much as we need to be producing them, or our enzymes are being utilized in our body for other things instead, like detoxing processes or healing processes, because maybe we've gotten injured or ill, and our enzymes are going to perform other functions other than digesting our food. And so this is such a key nutrient to help you become the healthiest version of yourself and to be able to access all the nutrients from your food. Because, like, if we're going to eat it, we want to actually be able to utilize the nutrients, right? And one of the things that our body struggles the most as we get older to digest is proteins. And proteins are those building blocks that heal our tissues, that heal our, like those amino acids are really important to access. And if we're not breaking down the protein, we see things like increased inflammation in the body. We can have rogue proteins floating around causing things like leaky gut. Like there's so many things that can happen and go wrong when we're not breaking our food down properly. So, anyways, I'm just going on a rant. I was so excited to bring Dawn on here to share with you. If you know anyone who struggles with gut health, whether, someone has, if you've been tagged in this video, reach out to the person who tagged you. If you know Dawn, you better reach out to her and say, like, I need your help. And, she's going to be able to provide that support for you. If you have any specific questions or you need help breaking through and understanding labels, I'm your girl. I can help you with that. And we just really wanted to share this story because it's a story of hope. It's a story and a reflection of how powerful our body is, and we're on a huge mission. So, our business is to transform lives. We are all about creating transformational stories. And this is just one of the transformations of the day. So,
Yes.
thank you, Dawn. Is there anything else you'd like to add or share before we
No, I thank you
bye?
for encouraging me to go live because that's not something I do very often. But yeah, it was definitely something that I needed to share because like I had struggled for years and um wish I would have came across Enrich a long time ago.
I know. I know. That's what we all say. We're like, man, if I talk about like the glow collagen, I'm like, man, if I knew about that when I was 30, ooh, my 30s would have looked a lot different. But I'm happy to have it in my 40s. It's all good. I'm having the best decade of my life right now. So I can't complain. So thank y'all for watching. If you heard something that resonated that you thought of someone, tag them in this video so they can have a feeling of hope and understanding. And maybe they're ready to take the next steps. Or if you're watching and you're ready to take next steps, reach out. Let's have a conversation and we'll help get you started on your own path. All right. Thank you, Dawn, for jumping on with me. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you guys later.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.